backdoor attempt to change the constitution bound to fail, Deputy President Dr. William Ruto castigates politicians. Jubilee Party's parliamentary aspirant MacDonald Mariga hits the campaign trail. We get up close with one of the contestants at this year's 2019 Concours d'Elegance. And in sports, the national women's volleyball team Malkia Strikers finally pick up a win at the FIVB Women's Volleyball World Cup in Osaka. Good evening and welcome to Breaking Today. I'm Lenny Rashid. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Michael Maidia. Deputy President Dr. William Ruto has asked politicians to put the interest of the people they serve first, noting that leaders have a role to play in bettering the lives of the electorate they serve rather than engaging in perpetual politics. He further reaffirmed his opposition on the push to amend the constitution, which according to him is only aimed at creating more seats for politicians.
Deputy President William Ruto has reaffirmed his opposition to the proposed constitutional amendments, saying that the country is not ready for the same. The DP criticized the proposed referendum seeking to expand the executive in reference to the Building Bridges and Punguza Mizigo initiatives, noting that it is a waste of resources.
If they are looking for ways to change the constitution, my friends, you must learn from the collapse of the Punguza Mizigo initiative that did not take into account the views of ordinary people.
He termed the ongoing referendum push as a plot by power-hungry politicians to accommodate themselves in government, urging them to patiently wait for 2022 polls and try their luck again.
And I want to ask all these people who are looking for all these initiatives to realize that Kenyans are awake, and I will make sure that their voice is heard.
His trip to Western Kenya over the weekend brought together Western politicians who pledged to support his presidency.
Sipofata yule mtu yuko na funguo wa gala, the store. Wewe mwenyewe na watoto wako njaa itafanya nini?
Na the next president wa Kenya, watano wa Kenya hii, si mwingine ni huyu. Kwa hiyo hesabu yetu hatujapika vibaya, tuko tu pale pale kwa njia ambayo inatupeleka Ikulu.
Kuna ndugu zetu wanatutembeza, wanatupeleka opposition. Wanatupeleka opposition. Tunabaki sasa kuomba serikali saidia, serikali saidia.
Ugatuzi Initiative, a constitutional amendment proposal by the Council of Governors, has proposed the introduction of the prime ministerial slots, among other recommendations, while the BBI is yet to make public their recommendations, though it is believed it will also seek to create more political positions. Dana Rose, Switch TV.
Information access to Kenyans as well as sensitizing them on the importance of various civic duties that exist within the law has been highlighted as key in enhancing the fight against corruption. This emerged during this year's Transparency International Integrity Walk that, among others, aims to increase access to justice.
Trumpets, drums. Like soldiers, a number of Kenyans marched on along the streets of the city fervently. For its third Integrity Walk, the Transparency International insisted on information access among Kenyans, sensitizing on the importance of an educated nation to see to it that corruption has been eradicated successfully and that Kenyans are fully utilizing the various civic opportunities that exist within the law.
We have seen many arrests, some of which are high profile. Success comes in the form of convictions and attendant jail terms if they are found guilty.
From the Democratic Front, I think we say that the sunshine is really, or access to information is the oil that oils the wheels of democracy. And without access to information, democracy would die.
Different government officials are not left behind during the walk, as some of them came out to encourage Kenyans to keep on fighting corruption, keeping leaders accountable to ensure a fair and just system.
And this thievery is depriving the Wananchi of what they deserve. And we have to just say no. We talk, we walk, but we have to say no. And we need to tell our young people to just say no.
Government offices like the Kenya Revenue Authority, Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the Media Council of Kenya, among many others, provided open services to the public to inquire and sort out any legal applicable issues.
The public must remain engaged. I think the Kenya we live in today, post-2010, is not for passive Kenyans. It's for people who will make a step or two so that public agencies can also be put on the spot.
Even as the Commission on Administrative Justice or the Ombudsman sensitized on the legal rights Kenyans have to access information, the Transparency International also insisted that Kenyans have a huge role to play and that the public must read the law. Jockey Merita, Switch TV.
The race to succeed the late Kibra Member of Parliament Ken Okoth is intensifying by the day, with Jubilee hopeful MacDonald Mariga camping in the constituency to woo voters. Various leaders criticized former Prime Minister Raila Odinga for the poor development in the area, having represented the area for over 20 years.
Speaking in Kibra constituency DC grounds during his campaign rally, Jubilee's MacDonald Mariga exuded confidence that he would win the seat and keep on the good work that had been initiated by the late MP Ken Okoth. He insisted that education will be his key point of concern, noting that he would use his international partnerships to promote Kibra residents' welfare.
Mimi ni mtu wa mpira, tunataka Woodley ground zote hapo Kibra zijengwe. Mimi mwenyewe kama MP wa Kibra nahakikisha na trainisha vijana wote hapo. Na nahakikisha na hizo ni connections zangu niko nazo nje, naleta watu wakuje waangalie vijana wetu wa Kibra wakicheza mpira. Naalika marafiki zangu kutoka Europe wakuje pia wanisaidie kujenga Sumona tuko na talent mingi.
While urging Kibra residents to vote for Mariga, Lang'ata Member of Parliament Nixon Koril took issue with the performance of the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga when he was the Member of Parliament for the area, noting that he did nothing to improve the living conditions.
Hapa Kibra imekuwa kwa upinzani kwa muda. Juzi katika serikali ya Jubilee ndio Kibra imeweza kuwekwa lami, si ni kweli? Ndio Kibra imejengwa machoo, si ni kweli? Ndio Kibra ikawekwa mataa, si ni kweli? Mimi nataka niwaombe hivi. Ule mheshimiwa Ken Okoth alikuwa anafanya kazi na serikali usiku, kwa sababu mchana alikuwa katika chama cha upinzani. Si mnajua hivyo? Si mnajua hivyo? Sasa tumekuja hapa kuomba hii miaka 3 ambayo imebaki, mtuchagulie mheshimiwa Mariga ndio afanye kazi na serikali usiku na mchana.
Nominated Senator Millicent Omanga also took a swipe at the latest Raila Odinga's remarks that Kibra was his stronghold.
Sisi hatujakuja hapa kujipiga kifua tukisema hii ni bedroom ama ni wapi. Sisi tunakuja kwa unyenyekevu, tunakuja kuuza sera, tunasema tunataka Mariga ashike vijana wetu, ashike kina mama zetu, haswa kina mama wengi mtaani ni single mothers. Tuko na shida kubwa ya single mothers.
Mariga was accompanied by various Jubilee elected leaders, mostly allied to the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, to drum up support for their party's candidate. Wandabo Wanyama, Switch TV.
Even as the government continues in its rural electrification program to connect as many people as it can to the grid, many others remain without power, while most feel that power bills are too high to sustain. Giverson Minor recently visited Murang'a County and now reports on how many people in the county are slowly adopting solar energy as a cheaper alternative. Have a look.
Jane Muthoni is a resident of Kigumo in Murang'a County. The mother of 2 has lived here since birth. She's been connected to electricity grid, but then she feels the monthly bills are too high to sustain. On this day, Muthoni is connecting her house to solar energy, courtesy of Sunking from Green Planet, a company that sells and distributes solar products worldwide. She says it will go a long way in reducing her cost of energy. Sunking allows her to pay an installment of as little as 100 shillings every day or as agreed until the payment is completed.
When you pay 1,000 shillings every day and you finish the bill, it's a done deal. No more payments.
Muthoni is excited as she awaits the connection to be completed. The solar energy is hoped to provide lighting and power the custom television set. Once the installation is finished, for Muthoni, paying monthly electricity bills will be a thing of the past.
I have been struggling to pay for electricity bills every month. Now I'm happy I will not.
The demand for solar energy is high in Murang'a, as a good number of the population here is either not connected to the grid or is lamenting high power bills.
Consumers have been having complaints with maybe the power company or the power provider, and mostly have been unable to make the payments. They have seen that it's not sustainable to continue paying the bills, so they're looking for an alternative way of energy.
Across Africa, an estimated 600 million people, or 70% of the population, do not have access to electricity. In 2016, 44% of the total population in Kenya had not been connected to electricity grid, though Kenya Power 2018 statistics showed that 73% of the population had access to power. Those who are yet to be connected to power, especially in the rural areas, have no alternative except to use kerosene for lighting, which could be a health hazard.
Maybe almost 30% of the people don't have either reliable or unreliable electricity, but these are statistics. If you move into the village, it's actually bigger than that. And since the government is working hard to provide education, these kids keep on learning at night, and they need to be at the same level as any other student, let's say in the urban areas, who have lights all day and all night. So for me, I think our customers actually need this as foundation for education for their kids.
With pollution brought about by dirty forms of energy that has in turn impacted the climate negatively, the world is slowly adopting green energy forms.
If we look at green energy, if we look at in terms of pollution, we look at in terms of carbon that is being, the quality of energy we are giving compared to the one that is being connected to the grid. So we see that the green energy is what is actually being proposed by most of even the donors and the organizations, and even World Bank, because we are looking at the pollution already being created by the other forms of energy like kerosene.
A large percentage of people living in remote areas are not connected to electricity because of its high installation cost and bills they'll have to foot. But solar energy is becoming an alternative to many. Giverson Minor, Switch TV.
That clean energy story by Giverson Minor takes us to a break. We'll be right back. Keep it Switch. Welcome back to Breaking Today. The 2019 Concours de l'Élégance annual event kicked off at the Ngong Racecourse with pomp and color, bringing together all makes and types of cars and motorcycles, as well as contestants from various parts of the country. We caught up with one of the contestants by the name Rombosia, a biker who hails from Kisumu and has been participating in the event for 4 years now. Take a look.
The 2019 CBA Africa Concours d'Elegance attracted an international entry, bringing together the classiest of the continent's automobiles. Motor enthusiasts gathered at the Ngong Racecourse grounds to witness the occasion as contestants paraded their vehicles and motorcycles in front of the judges. We caught up with one of the contestants by the name Rombosia, who is from Kisumu County and has been participating in this event for 4 years. He's hopeful of emerging top in his category this year after finishing third in last year's events.
Mwaka huu na imani sana kwa sababu tumefanya kazi nyingi sana kwa hii pikipiki, na pia miaka yake ni ya awali kidogo kwa sababu ni ya 91. Kwa hivyo katika kiwango chetu naona nikiibuka mshindi.
Defending champion Veronica Roy in a 1934 Rolls-Royce boat tail hoped to defend her title, which won last year after garnering 270 points after defeating her closest rival Satigata Aura by a single point.
I think this year it's been more about, we've taken her apart completely, so everything has been taken off. Everything's been resprayed, all the chroming's been done. There hasn't been major changes in the way of the engine or anything like that. It's been mainly just making sure everything's polished and everything's working, up to the smallest paint details. All the clocks and dials within have been redone. So we've basically just stripped her and made sure everything is in pristine condition.
For fans like Alex Muredi and Matthew who usually attend the event to see the unique automotive showcase, their hope was that this year's event will be different and more exciting.
Jina mimi naitwa Alex Muredi. So hii event yenye napenda kuja kila mwaka na kujanga juu ya kuona hizi magari, nione vile ziko unique, their design, their history. Yeah.
I'm attending it because it's fun to see the cars and walk around.
This year, 2019, D'Elegance Concours was the 49th in the annual series held by the Alfa Romeo Owners Club since 1970, attracting more than 36 vehicles. George Manyange for Switch TV.
They say that everyone has a purpose in life and a unique talent to give to others. A program dubbed Talentpreneur has to this end come up with a plan that will see youth drawn mainly from the rural areas in the country earn from their talents by, among others, growing their unique gifts and entrepreneurial skills.
Many people across the country have different talents, but for a long period of time, those talents have been going to waste for the lack of support from both the national and county government. However, youths can now breathe a sigh of relief after a group dubbed Talentpreneur launched a program that will see youths earning from their talent. Grace Nyambura, who is the regional coordinator, said the program aims at getting access to talented youths from all the rural areas within the country.
We have facilitators, we have trainers in different regions. What we are going to do for the kids, for the talents to register, they have to register with what they feel that they are good at. When they come for the training and for the workshop, we are going to see their capacity and try to divide them into what they are good at.
The Talentpreneur regional competition, which was first launched in the year 2016, has all the component competence-based curriculum of talent program requires. The program will also focus on talented youths with special needs. Jeremy Nyanga, the Business Development Officer at the Talentpreneur program, assured participating youths that they will be given platform to earn from their talents.
Look at Talentpreneur in two angles, giving back to the society and then the financial aspect. What is the economical aspect of it? We said if someone would want their kids to be looked and mentored, we would provide for you that center.
On his part, Emmanuel Juma Omondi, a partner from Global Peace Foundation, said the aim is to ensure young people not only earn from their talents, but also create employment.
The fact that we have many young people is not a curse, but we need to take it as a challenge, as a solution. Show them livelihoods, how to create livelihoods. And entrepreneurship here is one of the best ways upon which we are able to help our people.
The program will include regional competitions in 5 counties of Nairobi, Meru, Nakuru, Kisumu, and Mombasa County, with a national competition taking place in Nairobi County. However, the national won't be the end of the participants, since there will be an international talent exchange program, which its detail will be revealed at a later date. Kate Silale, Switch TV.
Brexit party leader Nigel Farage has questioned whether the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is really, truly a genuine Brexiteer. During a rally in London after wrapping up a nationwide tour, Farage said he is sure the Leave vote would secure an even larger margin in the event of a second referendum, and warned Boris Johnson against returning from Brussels with Theresa May's reheated deal. He added that Britain was viewed as a laughingstock and claimed he wanted to re-establish where the country should be in the world.
Going to lose their seats on those far too comfy green, serious political reforms.
I realised we weren't going to leave. There was a huge amount of anger in this country, and what we did in the Brexit Party, and what we can be incredibly proud of, I think, is we managed to turn that anger into hope and optimism, and that was an amazing achievement. Amazing achievement. But if somebody makes an express promise to you, asks you to vote for it, and then doesn't just break it, but actually tries to overturn it, I think that that is betrayal, and we should call it what it is.
U.S. President Donald Trump yesterday celebrated the country's Hispanic heritage at the White House as the spotlight of impeachment proceedings loomed. Trump told an audience of Hispanic Americans that his poll numbers were high with Hispanic voters, saying, "You do not want people coming into our country that are going to do harm to you." Trump's impeachment inquiry has, however, cast a new pall over his presidency just months after he emerged from the shadow cast by special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into whether he colluded with Russia in the 2016 election.
You know better than any people how important borders are. You know better than anybody. You know, my poll numbers with Hispanics went way up, and they said, "I wonder how that is. You want strong borders." Well, the Hispanics know better than anyone. You don't want people coming into our country that are going to do harm to you. And frankly, you don't want people coming into our country that are going to take your jobs. It's very simple.
Kenya Premier League champions Gor Mahia FC have been bundled out of the CAF Champions League by Algeria's USM Alger, who claimed a 2-0 win in the return leg of the final qualifying round of the tournament's group stages played at the Kasarani Stadium on Sunday. The result ensures that USM Alger advances to the group stages with a heavy 6-1 aggregate score thanks to a dominant 4-1 victory in the first leg. Tie held a fortnight ago in Algiers. Striker Ayman Mahious scored a brace for USM, netting in the 3rd and 16 minutes after the loss. Kogalo has now been relegated to the CAF Confederations Cup.
Losing any game, you know, but after they scored the second goal, the effort of my players and the character was very good, you know. We've had 12 chances that I've recorded, you know, and it seems like today maybe we could have played till tomorrow, we're not going to score a goal, you know. So if we score 1 or 2 of them chances, then maybe the game would have been a little bit different. After the second goal, as I says, I think they took their foot off the gas and we looked a lot better, but still, you know, if you're making mistakes and you get
National women's volleyball team Malkia Strikers thrashed African rivals Cameroon 3-1 in sets of 25-16, 26-24, 14-25 and 21-25 in their final match of the 2019 FIVB Women's World Cup in Osaka on Sunday. Malkia had lost 10 straight games without picking a single set, but were determined to end their campaign on a high with victory over the Central Africans, whom they also beat for the African Games title in Rabat, Morocco last month. Skipper Marcy Moim picked up 19 points in the victory, while Sharon Chepchumba managed 18 points. Middle blocker Teresa Atuka picked up 12 points in the match.
Mumbai has another go. Free ball again.
Former Olympic and world champion Kenenisa Bekele staged a thrilling comeback to win the Berlin Marathon on Sunday, dramatically missing out on the world record by 2 seconds after recording the second fastest time ever. Ethiopian Bekele, winner in Berlin in 2016 and world record holder over 5,000 and 10,000 meters, finished in 2 hours, 1 minute and 11 seconds, agonizingly close to Eliud Kipchoge's world record time despite a full sprint in the final 400 meters. In the women's race, Ethiopian Ashete Bekele beat Mary Dibaba in a sprint to win with a time of 2:20.14 and complete the Ethiopian sweep. Women's pre-race favorite Gladys Cherono left in tears with half of the course completed due to an apparent muscle problem.
Kenenisa Bekele feeling the hand of history on his shoulder, and he's just outside. Would you believe it? He's missed the world record by just 2 seconds. Kenenisa Bekele, a second victory here in Berlin. The greatest comeback you will ever see, surely in marathon running.
Agnes Tirop won Kenya a bronze medal in the women's 10,000 meters race at the ongoing IAAF World Championships in Doha, Qatar. Tirop clocked a personal best time of 30 minutes 25.20 seconds to finish third in a tough race won by Netherlands' Sifan Hassan. Kenyan Rosemary Wanjiru, who set the pace for some time in the early stages of the race, finished fourth after recording a personal best of 30 minutes 35.75 seconds, beating pre-race favorite and world 5,000 meters defending champion Helen Obiri, who faded to a fifth in a personal best time of 35.82 seconds.
She's in third, and Hassan keeps looking over her shoulder. We've rarely seen an athlete of such range, of such heart, and of such courage. The former Ethiopian now flying the flag for the Netherlands at the end of what's been the best season of her career by far. She's answered the questions. Can she step up to 10,000 and dominate the world? Yes, she can. Sifan Hassan is the world champion, and what a run from Letesenbet Gide. She thoroughly deserves that silver, and Agnes Tirop repeats her
On that IAAF high, we end our bulletin tonight on Breaking Today. Thank you for keeping us company. From Michael Maia, myself, our news director Dan Kilonzo, and our news editor Nicholas Nduati, thank you so much for keeping us company. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Keep it sweet and have a blessed week ahead.